Good morning, every one of you. Welcome to the Football Analyst. It's none other than the one and only Sandbox player. Hope you guys are all safe, staying safe, playing safe. That's my only message for you. I'm not gonna ask you anything like subscribe my channel, share it among your friends. No. I'm just gonna ask you guys one thing to do. The information that I share is my personal research, is my personal stats on my game viewing and my personal views. What I want you to do is take this information, use it in your fantasy sports, make your own teams with the help of the one that I would give in the channel or the one that would be presented in the video, and make that one change, because fantasy sports is all become about winning with that percentage selection. So you can make that one change, and I'm sure guys, if you go through this video and select that one player who could make the difference with that percentage selection, I'm sure you would come out with flying colors. Nonetheless, let's move on to West Bromwich Albion versus Crystal Palace. That's today evening. It's happening at 5:30 Indian Standard Time. The reason why I've picked up this match is it's going to be played at the Hawthorns. That's the home ground of West Brom Albion. West Brom Albion fighting relegation at number 18, Crystal Palace at number 15. Both have played 10 games. West Bromwich have just won one game, and that's the most recent one which they've played at home, and that's the only reason why I've picked up this game. Crystal Palace have played 10, won 4, drawn 1. West Brom have drawn 3, lost 6. Crystal Palace have lost 5. So if you see, there's a similarity between these two teams. Again, goals scored, Crystal Palace are a little ahead of West Brom, who have scored 7 and they've scored 12. Goals conceded, it's not much of a difference. Yeah, West Brom have conceded 18, Crystal Palace have conceded 15. West Brom have collected only 6 points out of the 10 games, while Crystal Palace have collected 13 points. A draw, loss with a recent win is what West Brom display. Compared to Crystal Palace, it's a win-loss win and a couple of losses. Now these two losses have hit them very badly because they missed one player, and that player is back again to lift them up. His name is Wilfried Zaha. I'm sure you guys know him. West Bromwich Albion at home. They've played 5, they've won 1, they've drawn 2, they've lost 2, they've scored 4, conceded 7, collected 5 points, losing, drawing, losing, and then winning 1 at home. That's the only game that they've won at home. Crystal Palace on the other front at away games, they've won 5, they've played 5, they've won 2, they've drawn none, they've lost 3. So their away record is pretty concerning for them at the moment. They've scored 5 goals, they've conceded 9, they've collected 5 points away, same as West Bromwich collecting at home. So do not be surprised if a win-loss win and a couple of losses which they have encountered takes this game into a dull draw, but with the return of Wilfried Zaha, I'm predicting, I'm analyzing Crystal Palace to come victorious with score of 1-0. Now let's take a look at the last 5 games. They've drawn against Brighton. They've lost against Fulham. They've lost against Tottenham. They've lost against Manchester United. And they've won against Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield United is at the bottom. He's at the rock bottom. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, they've defeated Fulham 2-1. They've lost to Wolves. They've won against Leeds with a heavy score, but that was at home. They've lost to Burnley away. They've lost to Newcastle at home. So concerns for them as well. But one player can make a lot of difference, as we've seen last night in the game Manchester United versus West Ham. I was just about to switch my screen off and go to sleep at halftime because Manchester was losing. They were a goal down, and yes, they were playing worse than school kids also. But that's my team, that's my love. And the introduction of Bruno Fernandes got me glued to my screen, with Marcus Rashford also entering into the fray. And the moment Bruno Fernandes comes onto the pitch, Manchester's transformed into a different team. It's turned into an attacking team more than a defending team. So you see, that one player can make a lot of difference. They scored 3 goals in the second half, and they've moved up to number 4. So that's what I say, one player, and Wilfried Zaha could be that one player, because he is the man who led Crystal Palace come the beginning of the season. And I'm banking on him. West Bromwich Albion performers for the last 5 games, we just have a couple of them. They haven't scored much goals. Conor Gallagher and Calvin Grant scoring a goal each. For Crystal Palace, last 5 games, Jordan Ayew scored 1 goal, Wilfried Zaha assisted 1, Eze scored a goal and assisted 1, Scott Dann scored a goal. So it's just 3 goals and 2 assists in the last 5 games. West Bromwich goals and assists, if you now take a look at that, we have Callum Robinson topping the 2 goals, Conor Gallagher 1 goal, Dian Gunner with 1 goal, Calvin Grant 1 goal, Kyle Bartley 1 goal, and Matheus Pereira with 1 goal and 2 assists. Well, he could be a differentiating factor for West Brom. And we have Forlan with 1 assist. For Crystal Palace, we have Wilfried Zaha, 5 goals and 2 assists. Now you can understand why am I stressing on Wilfried Zaha. Andros Townsend, 1 goal and 2 assists. Coyote, 1 goal. Eze, 1 goal, 1 assist. Redwald, 1 goal. Ayew, 1 goal. Scott Dann, a goal. Schlupp and Batshuayi contributing with 1 assist each. So that's the reason why Zaha is going to be an important factor in today's game. He's the only force that's driving Crystal Palace, and yes, he's the only force that could keep their hopes alive of moving up into the top 10. So, important players from West Bromwich. Now, this is what I want you to know. This is what I want you to pay more attention to. Matheus Pereira, Calvin Grant, forgive me for the spelling mistake, Conor Gallagher. He only hopes to have targets on goal. These are the only 3 players where West Brom have so far attempted goals. As I said, Matheus Pereira is their man to watch out for. He's the most creative player, only creative player, and their star player. Gallagher, Darrell Shear and Jake Livermore would be held with the defensive unit. Okay, Jake Livermore especially, who tested negative. So what a boost would this be if he is included in the starting 11. For the defense, as I said, O'Shea, Hegazi, Bartley, Ivanovic, are their hopes in defense. Are their hopes in defense in such a way is what I mean. Is if West Bromwich won't pull out a result, they need to defend a score. They need to put up an early goal and score that early goal and then defend it. Yes, these 4 players would play an important role. Moving up to Crystal Palace, I don't need to mention the name again. He's back. He should be the man to fire Crystal Palace up front. Zaha and Townsend are the ones I expect from what I've seen, from what I've studied. Yes, they would be the ones Crystal Palace would look up to take the game to West Brom Albion. Mitchell and MacArthur are the defensive players, throwing up tackles. So you need to choose your players carefully. Scott Dan, Coyote, Ward, Gary Cahill should be able to defend. If an early goal is scored by Crystal Palace, they should be able to defend that scoreline. And I have these 2 set of defenders picked up from both the sides, going in for 0-0 draw. Nathaniel Klein and Mitchell are also decent defenders. Yes, they could also fetch you handsome points, but it remains to see who starts the game. With this, my possible 11 for both these sides. West Bromwich Albion, Johnstone in goal, Botley, Ivanovic, Ajayi and Gibbs in the defence. Sawyers, Gallagher, Furlong and Pereira in the midfield, while Robertson and Grant playing up front. We have Esfield out, Kieran Gibbs doubtful, Jake Livermore doubtful and Connor Townsend doubtful. Now Jake Livermore is doubtful because, as I mentioned earlier, he is just returning back from COVID. He's tested negative. What a relief for him. So just imagine the adrenaline rush running through his body to play this game. For Crystal Palace, my playing 11 would be Guaita in goal, Van Aanholt, Cahill, Coyote and Nathaniel Klein in defence, Eze, MacArthur, right about Townend in the midfield, while up front is none other than Jordan Ayew and Wilfried Zaha. Connor Wickham's out, Ferguson's out and Wayne Hennessy's out. So with this, we come to my playing 11 for Fantasy Sports. Yes, you can see the name of my team. It's Swans 11. You can follow me on Green 11, but you won't get anything over there. Sorry, just a joke. Well, moving up to the team, we have Sam Johnson in goal, Cheek Coyote, Van Aanholt, Nathaniel Klein and Gary Cahill in defence. In the midfield, I'm going with Andros Townsend, Diangana and Matheus Pereira. Forward line, I'm picking up the front 3, Callum Robinson, Jordan Ayew and Wilfried Zaha. Wilfried Zaha being my captain and Andros Townsend being my vice captain. So my prediction, as I said, it's not my prediction, it's my analysis, for which I say West Bromwich Albion 0, Crystal Palace 1. But anything's possible. With the return of home fans, with the return of some few fans, West Bromwich could pull out a shocker result. So do not be surprised by it. And as I've always said at the end of my video, the views expressed here are purely based on the stats and the past experience and the past stats, and are not the actual points that the player might score. Do make changes to the team that I've presented. You might win huge. That's my Telegram link. You can join this channel. The video is going to be posted in that channel. Now there are some videos which I would be posting it specifically only in that channel, or there would be certain write-ups being posted in that channel only. So if you want to make use of my information, Come, join me, and as I've always said, come, play with me.